Boom, we're back. And today we're continuing with Matt's dominant tournament performance as he's taking on more competitors in the blue belt absolute division. He utterly destroyed his last opponents by constantly chaining together submissions, and today's video will be no different. Let's see how he did it.
Matt shakes his opponent's hand and he's ready to go. He's looking to earn that gold medal in the absolute division, but his opponent isn't going to be an easy test. As they're both battling for better hand positioning, his opponent shoots in for a single leg, then he decides he's going to pull deep half from here. But our favorite sandbagger starts pulling on the head and looking towards the guillotine. By his opponent shooting up for a strong right underhook and also controlling Matt's right leg, this is going to make it tough to finish the guillotine because it's going to be extremely difficult to try and pass this guard. But his opponent is feeling spicy and tries to roll in the other direction. But Matt has the base of a sumo wrestler, so he's planted so strongly on the mat that he doesn't move an inch. Then finally, as his opponent starts to work up with his right underhook, we switch over to the main camera as I just finished up recording someone else. Matt's opponent was able to stand all the way up with that underhook, and now we're just looking at some hand fighting, so one of them can sit up inside ties, and potentially use this for a takedown, then we can watch some more jiu-jitsu. His opponent shoots in, but Matt does a nice job sprawling in, and he immediately goes towards the front head. He's pulling the head down and he's doing a great job controlling his posture. You'll see that Matt uses the gable grip outside the shoulder for control. He also keeps devastating chest pressure over his opponent's neck so he can't stand up, and he also can't shoot. Now he's in danger of getting snapped, and Matt just has to pull his legs back and continue to sprawl, but instead he keeps it fresh by going for the gator roll, and now he's trying to lock up a choke. But this anaconda is going to be tough to finish because he isn't parallel with his opponent's body. He can let go of the choke at any time, and he still accomplished the takedown, but it could have been a little bit smoother if he kept his head by his opponent's head, then he may have won by a quick submission from the anaconda. Matt next looks to pin the arm down so he can throw him into the crucifix, but this position is hard to hold as his opponent is using the underhook to continue to spin around. He's been able to trap Matt into a quarter guard, and we can see that Matt's using the wizard to ferociously try and beat that underhook. But unfortunately for Matt, his opponent was able to push him with his knee, and now he's landed in the regular half guard. And then Matt flounders as his opponent is able to shift his hips and he winds up on top of Matt. But Matt, being the excellent 6-month blue belt that he is, ends up hitting a beautiful sweep by going low on the left leg and pulling the ankle out. He follows this all the way through until he can wind up in top half guard and making up for that earlier blunder. Matt's opponent has been doing a wonderful job by challenging him for position using his underhook. He was able to go all the way up towards the front head, break away, and now they go back to the wrestling, which is going to be his downfall. Matt is always looking for a highlight reel finish, so instead of wasting time wrestling, he's going to go for a flying triangle and pull his opponent right to the ground. His opponent is gasping for air as he goes for an interesting mount pull by leaning too far forwards, and Matt uses this timing to pull him back into guard but to cut the angle just how he needs it. From here, all he has to do is pull down the head, keep everything tight, and his opponent is forced to tap. Notice how Matt used a strong overhook so his opponent wouldn't be able to free his arm after they landed. This made it easier for him to keep the arm in so he can adjust into the triangle. Matt started this video off with a banger of a submission by going for a flying triangle, and let's see where he goes next from here. With only one match left for Matt to win the gold medal in the absolute division, it's go time. The battle for inside ties continues, but then Matt shows off why he can't be tripped in competition. As his opponent reaches in for an inside trip, Matt follows through with him, rolls him over, and winds up in top half guard. And following from that beautiful transition to counter his opponent, he also has a great stack pass available to him. By sprawling out on the leg, he can completely kill the knee shield, then transition into a chest-on-chest pin, past the guard, and he'll be working his side control. But unfortunately, his opponent is able to use this knee shield just enough that he can create some distance, then free his bottom leg that Matt had been pinning this entire time. His opponent opens the guard, and Matt decides he's just going to stand up. And why work on the edge of the mat when you can just restart in the center and push yourself on top of another man to get back to your pressure passing? Matt goes into dope mount, and as his opponent tries to catch with the butterfly hook, he steps around the guard easily, getting into side control. He even fights off the triangle from bottom, and he wastes no time from here by threatening with the Kimura so he can step over into mount. Now, if you're ever looking to do a sub-only competition with long rounds, attrition certainly helps. And the best way to do that is to go full Gordon Ryan and smother them from mount. By having a low chest position and pinching your knees the entire time, you can make it an extremely painful experience to have somebody underneath you. But if you haven't learned anything from Matt's videos, he's always trying to win in a flashy way. He doesn't want to stall for too long on top, and instead he's attacking with Americana. He's forcing the wrist down to the mat and then attacking the elbow, but his opponent does a wonderful job hand fighting just long enough that he has a glimpse of safety as he's able to turn his hips and push Matt right into his quarter guard. But he makes a big mistake by pushing Matt's arm away. Then Matt can circle with his left arm to grab the gift wrap, and he has enough time to bring his other hand in where he's going to start a rolling back take. Matt's positioning is a little bit off because he's still attacking the arm. By having your hips to the side instead of over the spine, it makes it really difficult to try and flatten them out. Flattening your opponent out is almost a guaranteed submission because you can attack the arm or hit the more likely rear naked choke. And now we're going to see, because Matt was too far to the side, his opponent's going to start attacking that top heel and hopefully push the hook out of there. But this exposes his arm, making it easy for Matt to latch up onto another Kimura grip. His opponent is frantically trying to escape and avoid the Kimura at the same time. As Matt rotates to go north-south, his opponent rotates with him and he brings his legs in to push away. But Matt can smell blood and he passes his guard like butter. By doing a quick knee slide and then catching the leg, he's already moved into side control and regained his dominant position. And why not continue your dominance by just taking mount again by doing a quick knee slide over the belly and attacking again on the arm. Now Matt is opening up his hips so he has space to attack the arm, but you have to be careful when doing this technique. Anytime you take hip pressure off of them from mount, you're giving them an ample amount of time and space so they can start shrimping into you and escaping. Unless you're guaranteed to finish the submission, it's better just to let go of the arm, then readjust your mount, and then restart the attack. His opponent's doing a nice job constantly avoiding these arm submissions, and he's even able to turn into Matt once again to regain a little bit of his guard. But Matt has finally had enough and he decides he's going to stand up, pass right past this guard by using a Kimura at the same time, and waste no time ripping it to the side to get the tap and the gold medal for the absolute division. Great job by Matt on his victory.
Now, it's no secret that I love my sponsors' gear that I get from xmartial.com to provide me rash guards like this. But they also sponsor other creators such as Jedi Does Jiu-Jitsu and Jordan Teaches Jiu-Jitsu. And if you want to see more free content from us, check out their TikTok page right here, and check out their website as well, where they're doing free giveaways, their Halloween collection is now live, and new horror designs were just added for Halloween.